am back today with another one of our Boston basics, and today I'm going to be talking all about what happens after you cross the finish line. So I'm going to back up just a little bit and say that like right before you cross the finish line, as you're taking those final steps down Boylston, I do recommend that you smile and try to look as alive as you can, because there are going to be tons of photographers and they are going to take tons of pictures of you. So if you can and if you are able, I definitely recommend trying to like space yourself out a little bit. If you throw your hands up, just make sure that there's not somebody right behind you, because I've seen lots of other people's pictures where somebody throws their hands up and blocks the person's face. So if you're able to, I would definitely recommend make sure you have a little space around you, smile, look alive, do all that. The minute that you cross over, like the last timing chip and you're crossing the finish line, don't look down and press your watch, because then your photos will be filled with you looking down, pressing your watch. So look up, smile as best you can, because they will take tons of pictures of you. And when else are you going to get to have pictures of you crossing the finish line at Boston? It's amazing. So you want them to be good pictures. So look up. That's my first tip, really, kind of as you're crossing the finish. So as you cross the finish line, you will walk down and they will hand you the amazing Boston Marathon medal with the unicorn on it. And they will also hand you a sheeted like blanket thing for warmth. So they will hand you both of those, and then you'll continue walking. And I would say, as much as you can, just try to like look around and soak it up. That's one regret that I have, is after I finished, I was just kind of thinking about, okay, I need to find Caleb and where we're meeting, and I didn't really savor the moment. And so it's all kind of a blur to me. Like, I don't even remember the food. I'm pretty sure I walked past the food table, but I really don't remember it at all. So try to just look around, like soak it up. If there's people around you that you ran with, like congratulate them, just take your time. I've also read that it can take up to 30 minutes. I did not experience that myself, but I have read on the BAA participant guide that it can take up to 30 minutes to exit the whole area. So just take your time, don't be in a rush. Your family, if they're tracking you on the app, they know that you have finished. And so you may wanna just give them a heads up, like, hey, it might take me a little while, so don't freak out if you don't see me at our planned meeting spot, which I'll get to in just a minute. So don't be in a rush. You'll go past the food. They will give you a food bag. Like I said, I don't remember this at all last year, but I have asked and reached out to people who have ran it last year and volunteers, and it is a food bag, and in it typically has Hawaiian rolls and then like some chips, maybe a cookie, maybe an apple. They pack the bags several days before. So if you have allergies, dietary restrictions, if you're gluten-free, I would definitely recommend planning to have something else. Don't count on that meeting your needs. I would also recommend, even if you don't, put something in your gear check bag, or have your family who's gonna meet you have something with protein. So like either a protein shake or a protein bar, because that's really important after running that far. So just whatever sounds good to your stomach after a marathon, I would plan on trying to have that. And if it happens to be Hawaiian rolls, great, then they have you covered. But if it's something other than that, put that in your gear check bag, or have whoever's meeting you at the finish have that there for you. So after you walk through there's the water and the medal and the blankets and the food, there is an area where they have designated to meet up with your family members after the race. It is alphabetized. It's on these streets: Clarendon, Berkeley, and Stewart. So you can see it's alphabetized, and you can meet up with your family there. Definitely make a plan beforehand. Boston is huge, and it is not like your typical race or even some marathons where you can just say, hey, I'll see you at the finish line. Like, we'll find each other. There's so many people 30,000 people. So just plan to have a meetup area. It can be one of these areas that are organized by ABC order, or it can be someplace else. Like my husband and I were staying really close to the finish line. And so I said, hey, let's just meet at our hotel. That way it's kind of out of the way. This is also a very secure area, which I am so grateful for, especially considering what happened in 2013. It's just really, it makes me really grateful for all of the security that they do have. I am so appreciative of that. And so just know that your family may have trouble getting into some areas, especially if they're trying to come here and watch you right before you cross the finish line on Boylston. They will have to go through security. If you want to go back later and cheer on other people, you will go through security. So it is a very secure area, and that can take a little bit longer. So you may want to plan to meet up somewhere else, but I would recommend just having a very specific meetup area. Like I said, personally, we decided to just meet back up at the hotel. And so after we finished, took some pictures, I used the Normatec. Our hotel had Normatec sleeves. So check and see if you're staying at a hotel near the finish area. I would definitely recommend finding out what post-race things they have. I've heard some have like goodie bags. Like I said, mine had Normatec sleeves and protein shakes, and so just a lot of hotels pull out all the stops for marathon weekend. So definitely check into that, see what they have. I showered, changed, and then went and walked around. And this is where it is so fun. You wear that medal, and you wear that medal proudly, because Boston is the place where people care, the city cares, everybody's so nice. Then the next day when you get on the plane to go home, nobody really cares anymore. So just enjoy. On Monday, Marathon Monday, Boston is the place where they get it, they celebrate it, they love it. So just put the medal around your neck and wear it, and wear that thing proudly, and everybody is so nice. So what we did is we went down to Newberry Street, which is just parallel right over. You may have to walk a little bit around because of the road closures, but that is where most of the pop-up shops are, and that's where a lot of places are giving away free things to the runners, which is really neat. So some are advertised, some are not. Right now, I know that Tracksmith is doing the posters. They did this last year as well, where you tell them your time and they'll stamp it on the poster. And that's just a really neat like memento to have to remember. Other places, Brooks had last year, I don't think it was advertised. We just kind of walked up and down Newberry and went in the different running stores to see what they had. Brooks had these fun hats that say Run Boston. I had no idea. We just walked in, and it's just kind of like a party on Newberry. Some places have food, and there's just all kinds of cool things going on. So they had these hats. They also had these fun scarves. I haven't seen anything for 2024. I don't know if they're doing that again this year, but it's definitely worth a walk up and down Newberry. Bandit, I believe, had free metal portraits, which was really fun. I haven't seen that either, but again, I would just recommend walk up and down Newberry. It's great to stretch your legs out and just show off your medal. And people are so kind. Like, people were asking me if it was my first time in Boston and how it went, and just it was so fun to actually talk about it with people who cared. Because when you get home, some people, you know, you have some friends that do care, but there's a lot of people that just don't get it. Boston, they get it. The other thing that's really fun afterwards is, really, they have it the whole weekend. Sam Adams has a special discount package for runners, and that is in an email that came out from the BAA, and it has a code. And you can use that code to get, last year it was $5 for the tour. I'm not sure what the price is this year. I haven't checked on that, but it was $5 for the tour. And then they give you a $5 credit to spend in their store. So it's like basically free. And you get this really awesome glass. And this is one of my favorite souvenirs. I don't honestly even really drink beer that often, so I drink my milk out of it, and it just makes me so happy every time I look at it. So Sam Adams has that. They also have a 26.2 brew, which is like special just for the weekend at both of their locations, so that's a really fun place to celebrate. One of their locations for 2024, this is not the location where they do the tour, this is their other location, is right near Fan Fest for 2024, because Fan Fest is in a different location due to Copley Square being under construction. So that's also where the post-race, I think they call it the Mile 27 party, is. It's all right in that same kind of area. So you can do Sam Adams, you can do Fan Fest, you can do the Mile 27 after party, all right there in that same area. I did not attend it last year, so I can't really speak to what it is like, but I am planning on going this year because Des Linden and Kara Goucher are going to be hosting the after party, and I just really admire both of them, and I'm looking forward to seeing them there. So that's the after party. So those are some things to check out on Monday after the race. There's lots of great restaurants. I know for me personally, after I finished, I just didn't feel like eating, and I think that might be why I just don't even remember the food table, is because I don't have a stomach to eat. But I did force myself to drink a protein shake, and then later on we went out to eat and just celebrated. So just revel in the moment of completing the Boston Marathon and enjoy it, and just do whatever your heart desires. But those are some of the things that I recommend and I think are really fun. Also, if you want to go back, I did not mention this, I meant to mention this. If you go back and walk down Boylston and cheer on the other people who are still coming in after you have finished, that's a really cool experience too, to just be on the other side and just kind of relive that moment of when you turned the corner and saw the finish line, and just to be able to cheer on other people is really special too. So wanted to add that as well. So if you are doing Boston, if you are running this year, I'd love to know, what are you most excited about, and what do you plan on doing after you cross the finish line? So if you drop a comment below, I'd love to hear from you. And again, thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for all the likes. Thank you for the subscribing. We love it. We love to hear from you guys. Thank you guys so much. And I hope to have another one, or at least 2, maybe 3 Boston videos out within the next week before I get on a plane and head to Boston. So be on the lookout for those as well. And if you subscribe, you will be one of the first to know when they are out. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one.